Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
SBTV Nation, it's your boy The Dream in the house. It is Thursday in Connecticut. It's getting blasted with snow. But have no fear, as the two boys and the two co-hosts of this show are here for you today. It's The Dream in the house. I'm here with my boy, the Mad Hatter. This is the thing we call the biggest show in the world. Hat?
Yes.
What's going on?
What is going on, Dream? It was a lot of fun trying to get here to the office this morning, brother. Wow. Blinding snow out there, as the evil genius thought was going to the Green Bay frozen tundra in the playoff game.
No doubt.
What's going on, guys? We are the SBTV Nation, and we are live right now and having a good time and just going back and forth between all of the sports this morning and just kind of taking some notes and figuring out what we want to talk about. And Dream, congratulations to you on your college basketball. What a way to bounce back.
Bounce back from what? Oh, some Saturday.
From Saturday.
Okay, I was about to say, well, I lost.
Well,
I
you
won
had
the
to-
Super Bowl. I'll bounce back.
Well, we're talking about the March sadness that you had on Saturday.
Okay, so this is what you do when you're boys, right? So, because my boy knows that, you know, he's my go-to guy. Tell him all my secrets. Tell him everything that I got. Tell him all my plays and share them with you. So then he takes the opportunity to find any type of way to bash you. Yesterday, in the middle of the day, I get this text from him that says March Sadness. Hat, you need to post that on Twitter because it's hilarious. March Sadness in a picture of it's been superimposed with Mateen Cleaves and what's his name? Tom Izzo. Their faces have been changed with crying Jordans. Hat, that's hilarious.
There was crying Jordans all over the page.
Yeah, there was crying Jordans all over the page. It's hilarious. So I get that in the middle of the day after I give him 5 winning college hoop teams.
Yes, 5.
I say, first I tell him, yo, go hammer Baylor. Then I give him Florida State, Cincinnati, Arizona, and Xavier and tell him to tease them. And, of course, he sends me back March Sadness.
Yep. Talking about his Saturday affair. But, hey, you know what, Dream? I wish I was able to get the plays in, and I did not. I was working late last night, and I completely missed tip-off. Pissed off about that. But you know what? I'm looking at some stuff, and guys, I don't know if you realize this. If you don't live on the East Coast, we are getting absolutely murdered with snow. Dream, it's coming down, I think, like 2 to 3 inches an hour right now.
Yeah, and you know what? Even still, with the snow even getting us blasted with a storm, and I hate the snow. Okay, so typically in Connecticut, gang, generally by February,
Yep.
you're pretty good. Okay, you'll get that 1 to 2, but you don't really get a lot generally, okay, over the years. Fortunately for us, we did not get any snow this season. I mean, we got a little teeny bit, but for Connecticut, just really didn't get hit. Kind of knew that something had to happen to us. Hopefully this is it. I really don't have a problem if we're one and done right here. I just don't want, like, next week, another one of these. But right now we are getting hammered with snow. But I still can't be too mad because we did not get a lot of snow this winter as far as that's concerned. And I don't really have too much of a problem with it today. After I finish the show, I'm going to get the munchkins out. We're going to go out and have some fun in it and make the best of the day. I'm not one that hates the snow, but I do hate it continuously. I don't mind that intermittent snowstorm here or there. A little snow on Christmas is dope, but I can't have it. One year we got it. It was like every other day. It was like 5 feet.
Well, Dream, it actually is a blessing in disguise for me.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Go.
It's actually kind of a funny story. So I purchased a property that I rehabbed. Completely gutted this thing. And I got it so cheap because, number one, it was a mess. But number two is that there is a neighbor next door, real super nice guy, but he's a complete hoarder. And his yard is full of garbage. I mean, like, he collected metal, just everything all over the place. So if I haven't had time to put the fence up yet, and I'm putting the house on the market this weekend, and we're doing an open house. So because I didn't have time to do the fence, I've been shook. I've been just going crazy. Well, good news is that if we get 12 to 15 inches of snow, it's going to cover everything for the weekend.
Wow.
So I'm pretty excited about that. I went as far as planting 9-foot evergreen trees along the property line. You could still see the mess. That's how bad it is.
Your hat got tricked. See what I'm saying? You're going to plant 9-foot evergreen trees around the crib instead of fixing a real problem. That's like
well, you know what it is? You know what it is? The guy's such a nice guy that I don't want to go to the town and have them cracking down on him. He's such a nice guy. So, but I tell you right now, if he starts messing with my money and I start losing buyers because of it, then I'm going to have the conversation.
No doubt, because hat is just. Trust me, if he loses like $1,
yes,
your cat will be right at City Hall screaming. If Marley Bar, I see you with put the chains. Oh, I drive a Benz. All right, there's no chains going on the wheels of my car.
Right on.
Sorry, brother. We're just gonna keep it in the garage. We'll be out when the snow stops.
I know my car's getting fixed right now, so I got a rental car. So I'm like, whatever. I'm doing donuts. I'm doing everything with the rental car. It's fine. Just fine.
Let's talk about, as usual, because you can't ever shake him, the most polarizing man in the country, which happens to be the president of the United States, who, by the way, would somebody please ask Donald Trump to get the hell off Twitter, son?
He loves Twitter.
Which I'm like, stop.
You know what?
You're talking to cats that's in their mom's basement right now in onesies. Stop with the Twitter, Trump. You're the president of the United States should not, it's in my opinion, I'm sorry, it's just how I feel about it. The president of the United States should be too busy doing president of the United States business than to be on Twitter back and forth with, I don't know, somebody on Twitter.
No, he's not replying to people and going back and forth. He's not doing that. He's just putting his message out and leaving it alone, Dre.
Nah, I can't just stop.
He don't Twitter fight like you.
We don't.
He just puts it out, and here's the deal. I mean, realistically, I think some of his tweets are retarded.
Oh my God,
I really do.
Love defending this guy,
but no, I'm not right now with that. I'm saying, okay. But you got to think about it. Between all his social media outlets, he has like 50 million followers. Okay, so he gets his message. He don't even need to go and sit in front of a microphone. He just goes on his phone or goes on his computer and just sends a message out and gets it out to 50 million people.
By the way, he gets his message out with he doesn't have to go on Twitter to get his message out, because the minute he says something, his message is out.
Right, I know.
And now, speaking of this, we do need to talk. There is a reason why I want to talk about this, for multiple reasons. First of all, 2 members of the New England, I believe it's 3 members now, the New England Patriots are refusing to attend the White House, as Martellus Bennett, your guy who you had featuring in the Super Bowl, says he's not going to the White House. He doesn't want to see Trump. Also, I forget the other guy's name. Ooh, sorry. But a couple other members of the Patriots are saying they're not going to the White House. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that there was a player back during the Obama administration that didn't want to go.
Okay.
I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, guys. I mean, if you have that information, let me know. How do I feel about that? I think it's a... What's the word I'm looking for? I think it's an honor to go to the White House, and I think they should, regardless of their political beliefs. I think that...
Oh.
But it's an honor. No matter what. But they do have a right to go if they don't, or not go if they don't want to, Dream. So whatever. I mean, it is what it is. You know.
What I'm trying to see is if I can get Charles Oakley up in the White
Yes.
If we can get the Oak Man to visit to the White House.
Oakley was going ham last night, man.
But wait, I didn't plan on going to Oakley yet. But I was like, as we're doing this, I was thinking about how funny that would be. Yes. But what I did want to talk about before we get there, the other thing you got going on with Trump is, first of all, I find it very interesting because I don't know if your boy, the guy you love, LeBron James, has been very adamant about he doesn't like Trump either, and spoke out about Donald Trump, and he spoke about how sometimes crazy things happen in votes, like our president being Trump. And also, Steph Curry is now apparently embroiled with a little bit of a controversy with the president or CEO of Under Armour, as Under Armour says that Donald Trump is a big asset, and Curry said, yeah, Trump is all that the CEO said he is, just remove the ET.
Oh, wow. I don't know. You know what? Listen, here's the bottom line. Most people there's a lot of people out in the world, especially, and the media is not helping, believe me, that are against his views and against the man himself. Okay. And for whether it's future stuff, current stuff, or past stuff, this is where we're talking about the president of the United States. Now, my feeling is this. I mean, at some point, people got to stop crying, and we all got to try to come together here.
You could say, you can forget it. It's not happening with him.
It's not happening with him?
No, I hear you, and I get what you're trying to say there. Unfortunately, this guy, not happening. I'm actually a little surprised because, I was very critical of all the Obama rhetoric and all the scrutiny of Obama. This guy, I have never seen a white guy this hated.
Right. Trying to keep the white man down.
I almost feel like Trump is almost black. I honestly never see white people this much. Y'all voted for him, though. That's what I don't get.
Well,
because I know no black people voted for Trump.
There's black people for Trump. What are you talking about? There's Latinas for Trump. There's women for Trump.
They just said that.
Yeah, there's all kinds. I actually tweeted something with a black man casting his vote for Trump.
No,
he was actually.
They just said that.
Yeah, all right.
Trust me. If I find any information about any minorities voting for Trump, forget it.
Yep. All right.
Turn your name over to the Nation of Islam.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, you got to think about this, and
it's not happening with him. Nobody's cooperating with him.
Well, the man left obviously he's still pampered, but Dream, he has everything he needs in life. Everything.
And nobody's feeling him because of that, apparently. But none of the politicians are. The one thing I am going to just say, and this is not defending Donald Trump, because I'm not a Trump fan or whatever. Like, I don't really want him there neither. I didn't vote for him. But I do feel a little bit of this is like almost ridiculous. But the one thing that I am spotting with Trump, though, okay, is that I'm spotting the machine that is politics in this country. He is definitely against it and verse it. And when you see the judges all of a sudden clamoring because of some of the things that he's doing, it has been long sought. I was involved in the law enforcement community for a minute. There's certain bureaucratic things in papers and rules and laws that have been written that undermines a lot of activity and things that go on and can sometimes handcuff you. And Trump's ability to want to circumvent some of that is making a lot of people feel uncomfortable because that's how they make their living, and that's the system that they have lived off of for so long, which in a lot of cases, to me, is nonsense and BS, and they're overpaid. And he's looking to circumvent some of that, and it's making a lot of people really, really nervous. That's the only thing that I will say that is very evident to me, especially in the last few weeks of his actions.
My challenge is these Democrats that are trying to further their own agendas by opposing Trump. I hate that.
It's not just Democrats. It's everybody's opposing him. Everybody.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to further their names. And you know what? They're all following the line of that Jill Stein that wanted the recount that looked like a complete idiot at the end of the day.
Well, listen, the one thing that has always bothered me about this is he did not win the popular vote.
Yeah, well, you know what? And that was his strategy. He had a better campaign and smarter people behind him than Hillary did. If he wanted to win,
my question to you is,
the popular vote don't matter.
How do you feel about that? Really, though?
You know what? I think that the popular vote should determine a presidency.
So do I.
I really do. But that's why he didn't even care about California. He's like, what do I care? I'm just going to go focus on the battleground states, and I'm going to go win those states. And he had a better strategy. He don't make the rules.
Right.
He didn't make the rules. And you know I'm a big advocate of saying that in life. I don't make the rules.
I know that. I just, like I said, I've never been a proponent of the Electoral College. And if you guys don't understand what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump did not win the popular vote. He did win the Electoral College. And I have always felt that that's an antiquated voting system. That I felt the whole voting system needs to be fixed anyway. I don't know how, but it should be fixed. And I felt that system is an antiquated system that is not really accurate and doesn't really work the proper way. And you should not lose. You should not win the popular vote, but yet not be president.
I'm with you on it. I totally agree. But that's just not the way they choose the president. It's not the way. You know what I'm saying? And he looked at it, and his campaign managers looked at that and said, okay, how are we going to win the election? Well, it's the Electoral College, so let's go and get all the swing states, which he did, and he won because he campaigned like a beast, and that's how he won. And You know what? I think Hillary's people failed miserably. Because you know what, they just did. Another thing is, guys, I'm sorry that we're going so much into this, but you know what, it's just a conversation. It's obviously important. I don't think she had the stamina to compete with Trump, Dream. From what I've read, I think she's sick. She's got a little bit of she dozes off a little bit. No, yeah, sick of Bill, right?
I still can't get over him. I can't.
That was the best when he was.
I can't get over that. It's like, dude, I feel bad for him, but yeah, no. I don't know if that was the case or not, and we can move on.
All right, yeah, we'll move on.
I just do know that this guy, our country's, as far as moving forward, forget it. We're going to be stuck. It's going to be stuck right here at a stalemate. He's going to be in a tug of war with the bureaucracy that is government. And I almost feel a little bad for him in that respect. I know Obama had to deal with a little bit of that. And, I mean, trust me, it'll let you know bureaucracy and there's other things implemented that definitely hampers and limits some of the powers of the White House. So even though you think the President of the United States is running this country, there's a lot of evidence that he really is not. So moving on.
Yes.
Charles Oakley.
Charles
hosted Madison
Oakley.
Square Garden last night.
Yes.
At age, I believe he's 54. At age 54.
I'm sorry. I watched it like 3 times last night. I was dying.
I mean, white hair and all, looking like somebody's grandfather.
Yep.
And, I mean, so, like it's kind of cool when you're a younger guy, or even if you're on the court, like if you're the tough guy. And I know Oakley's got a huge tough guy persona about him.
Yep.
There are stories for days about him smacking guys in the NBA for days. Like Oakley smacked like a bunch of people that played in Oakley's era got smacked by Charles. Okay, yes. There's a bunch of stories about that. But at some point you do have to grow up in life. I would think at this age you would have grown up. Apparently, he tried to sit next to Dolan. Dolan has security come over and get him out of there. He has a fit about it. They're back and forth. They ask him to leave. Now, this is the part I love, because according to the media, or according to the police, he's been charged with assault and for striking 3 security guards. But Hat says...
No, I said that I watched it because there was actually fans in there videotaping it. So what he does, he puts his finger in one of the guy's faces, kind of mushes him with his finger. Then he pushes somebody else. But I didn't see him punch anybody in the face. I don't know where they got that from.
Yeah, it says right here, according to NYPD, Oakley 54 punched 3 male MSG employees. And the reason I want to talk about this because... this happens a lot, okay? A finger point and I don't know, maybe you put your hands like to back somebody away. All of a sudden, it turns into you striking 3 people when it's all said and done. Now, fortunately, Charles Oakley probably's got the amount of resources to go get attorneys that will go get the film footage and say, hey, my guy never punched nobody in the face. But the average American, okay, if the Dream is out in those stands, guess what? I'm getting charged with striking 3 officers, and it's not getting fixed. That's a serious problem in our community. And the law, and you know what? I always talk about supporting your police officers doing that. But guys, when you get arrested, it's just like that till you get pulled over for that ticket. When you get to court, all of a sudden, I was just speeding. Next thing you know, oh, you failed to turn right on the light. You failed to do this. Like, whoa, what's all this? I didn't do none of this. That happens too much. And I think that's a problem in our society.
Sure. Exactly. So, you know what? You guys could watch it. It was all over Twitter last night. And I saw it, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, is this really happening right now? This guy is going crazy. And you know what? Hey, over an argument over a seat, Dream.
Well, it wasn't really an argument over a seat. The argument was really about, the issue was really about him bothering Dolan about how the team sucks.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was really about.
Got it.
He's screaming at Dolan about how dumb he is, how he's made dumb decisions, what he's got out there as far as a product, ripping off the people in New York. Dolan's heard enough about it because Oakley's been very vocal about this team, which, by the way, sucks.
Yeah.
Okay? This team, all right, gets murdered by the LA Lakers. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I talked about that game, and I thought the Knicks would win that game. The LA Lakers murdered them by 20 points in their own house.
Wow.
Okay? They turned around last night and go to play the Clippers, who are decimated with injuries. No Chris Paul. I know that they got Blake, but Blake's just getting back. And they lose to the Clippers in their own house as well, and miss all this controversy. I do feel like Phil Jackson is becoming part of the circus here, which is the sideshow that is part of the distraction with this Knicks team. I think that's an issue for the Knicks. I don't know what the Knicks need to do, but they got a mess on their hands.
Oh, big time mess. And Spike Lee actually went out there and said that he will pack Phil's bags for him. That's Spike Lee saying that, Dream. Big Knicks fan.
I happen to think that it's no good. I think Phil does need to go.
He does. They have not had any success with the man. None at all. And you know what I mean? You bring in some athletes here, and they do have some talent on the team. It's just they just can't seem to put it together. And you know what? With this whole rhetoric of, trading Carmelo and all that, that's not helping Dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine just going into work every day and, just knowing that they want to get rid of you? That kind of sucks.
Well, they can't get rid of him. He's got a no trade clause. So anything that they want to do as far as that's concerned, he's got to okay. Yeah. They can't me, they could get rid of me, but it's gone already.
Wow. But it is a conversation that's happening.
No, it's definitely. You're definitely moving around it and trying to get it done. The thing is he wants to go to Cleveland. Cleveland wants him. LeBron wants him, but they don't want to give up Kevin Love for him. They'd love to put him in Cleveland because Cleveland wants to build a team that they think can face the Golden State Warriors.
Right.
But it's just not happening.
Understood. I totally get it. So, I don't know. But this team goes down again yesterday, lose by 4 points to the LA Clips. And speaking of Cleveland and my boy, they went kind of ham last night, man. Scored 132 points on the Indiana Pacers. And Dream, I just caught word that there's a possibility. Who just sent me this?
Several aren't playing tonight. I think it's Marlon.
Yeah. You and I had already had this conversation prior to the show that this might be a pretty good spot for OKC as they're playing Cleveland tonight. But you know what? Obviously, if that's the case, then that would be
even a better spot to take OKC.
Yeah, right. Well, okay. Yeah, if it opened at OKC +3, OKC is now -1.5. And if you want to sit those 3, chances are the Thunder are going to win the game.
We never usually talk about taking anything this early, wait and see, but we like them even with Cleveland coming in full roster.
Yeah.
Okay, and we still like the OKC. So if you're interested in this, before that line probably blows up with the real who's in and who's out, you might want to jump on it now. I wouldn't say go crazy, but you might want to put a little bit on now, as it may go up once it's official that certain players are not going to play.
Right on. And I'm trying to find the line right now, and they have taken it off the board, brother.
We should have put it in when we were talking about it.
We should have got it at OKC +3.
I know. In other news, the Atlanta Hawks, beat the Nuggets last night, 117-106. Keep an eye on this Atlanta Hawk team. I do also want to talk about the Wizards, who beat Brooklyn 114-110. Okay, the Wizards are not, that's not a big story as Brooklyn stinks.
Sure.
But I do want to talk about, on Monday, the Cavaliers played Wizard, and I believe Jonesy hit me up when it was a playoff type game, and it definitely was a playoff type game as the Cavaliers and the Wizards went back and forth at it. And you expect that out of Cleveland. I expect Cleveland to play that hard. And LeBron makes an incredible shot in the corner, by the way. I don't know if you've seen that, but they've been killing it on SportsCenter. Anyway, what I do want to talk about is I want to talk about the Wizards and how they played, which I was very impressed with their gameplay in this game, especially at home. Very impressed what they were able to do. And we have to keep an eye on this Wizards team as they look like things are starting to get right for them. I've always thought this team had a lot of potential and a really big upside, but just was never happening. It is starting to slowly materialize in front of us, so we have to keep an eye on this Wizards team moving forward.
You have to think in your brain that if LeBron James goes down to an injury in the East this year, or any year for that matter, who has the best shot at knocking off Cleveland without him? And
I would say Atlanta.
You would say Atlanta, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
I can't give it to the Wizards. I got to go Atlanta.
What about the Craptor string?
Nah, I can't.
Why not?
Because it's just not.
They're awful.
I don't. They're not awful. Their style just, to me, doesn't translate well in the playoffs.
Got it. All right. So let's see what else went down yesterday. The LA Lake Show get murdered, and the Craptors lose. And Golden State Warriors
won, didn't it?
No, the Craptors lost to Minnesota.
Okay.
And Golden State wins by 31 points. Damn, I wish I spotted that one. That was a good bet. Right there.
Golden State went in and wore the Bulls out. Great game by them. But this Bulls team, we talked about them being a mess in the circus that is going on in Chicago right now. You know what? When I talk about the Cavs going down to Atlanta, you might want to sprinkle in the Celtics. Maybe just a little bit. But losing last night to Sacramento for Boston was not a good look by them on their part. But you just might want to sprinkle them in slightly. But I still got to go with Atlanta. I think Atlanta's got a lot, and I hate to even mention the guy's name, but the addition of Howard is working out more successful than anywhere else in his career so far, with maybe the exception of Orlando. But the addition of Howard on that team does appear to be working for them. They honestly do have it all.
Okay.
I mean, they've got perimeter shooting, big man down low, post game, rebounding, play good defense. I mean, the Hawks do have it all, but the Hawks are like the Atlanta Falcons. You just don't trust them in big spots.
Very good point. Exactly. And you know what? They are 25-1 to win the East, Dream.
Yes, they are.
25-1. So where else you want to go, my man?
All right, time for College Hoop. College Hoop was busy last night. There were some games on tap last night that went the right way. Xavier beat DePaul. I don't know if you guys were up on it. I'm so sad that we couldn't do the show yesterday because my feel on College Hoop yesterday was absolutely stellar. Hat and I discussed it off the air. I was all over Baylor bouncing back off their loss. I was all over Baylor beating Oklahoma State. All over that.
Yeah, you were.
I was all over Florida State being NC State. This NC State team, I hate to say it, but they're getting beat up on a lot. Florida State beat them 95-71. And keep an eye on Florida State. Florida State could be another dark horse, Hat.
Really?
Yeah, I've been watching them slightly out the corner of my eye, and they've got some talent there. They've been showing me some things that I just have been absolutely impressed with their gameplay. So it is time to start mentioning them in that dark horse conversation, right beside Cincinnati, who also got it done last night. But this Florida State team has been pretty impressive. They got a couple of nice wins in their resume, so we got to keep the radar on them as well as far as March Madness and college basketball moving forward. This team's a problem.
Really?
Yeah, they got height. I mean, they got, they've got all the elements of it. This team's a problem. They've got a lot of elements, and they're putting it all together, and it's starting to work. So it's definitely time to keep an eye on this Florida State team and have them in the conversation of dark horse.
All right, Dream. And you know what? Yeah, they are 28-1 right now to win the NCAA championship.
I'll be honest with you. I think Florida State's better than Duke.
Okay. I'm with you. Dream, I got a break for 1 second so you can finish your college basketball. I'll be up in about a minute.
No doubt.
All right.
Guys, elsewhere in college basketball last night, we did have VCU beat George Washington. I don't know if that's a big deal to anybody. Providence played a hard-fought game, went into overtime with Seton Hall. Ended up going down to Seton Hall 72-70. I know Irvin is out there and very interested in that, as Irvin does keep his allegiance to the Big East Conference. Also, Cincinnati. I've been big on this team. I told you this team's my dark horse. Cincinnati does beat UCF last night 60-50, and Miami beats Virginia Tech 74-68. Last but not least, I did say Zizzle, which is Arizona. You guys know I got nicknames for everybody. But Zizzle plays Stanford last night, beats them 74-67. This Arizona team, who I also think is better than Duke. Very good team. Very good team. They could have covered the spread last night, which they didn't, and I know they didn't. But, I think that the coaching staff, and I've talked about this in the past, I think they try certain situations, especially at home, in the comfort of their building, when they feel that they have an advantage against another team. I think it's an attempt by them to try out different things, whether it's offense or whether it's defense, rotation, who they got on the floor together, getting some guys off the bench in the game, putting some guys in situations so that should anything happen in the big in the tournaments, their guys won't be shell shocked, with going with either this system or changing this or a couple of plays that they run or putting some guys in, because sometimes you get in that foul trouble where you get a few guys in foul trouble, have to go to the bench to call on some guys. This guy has not seen gameplay all season long, and especially at a young age, this kid, huh? What do you mean me? What do you mean? Who? I'm going in the game, coach? I'm not really ready for that. So we have to keep that in mind. That is one of the proponents why I think that maybe Arizona did not cover their spread completely and blow them out like they could have. But they still played a good game, and they won at home. And, hey, good job by them.
Definitely, man. All right, I'm back. And looking at the odds here, Dream, the future odds. And, do you have any reason to take Gonzaga at 10-1 shot? They will be, most likely, when you look at their schedule, they will be a number 1 seed. So they would play a 16, then they would play the winner of an 8-9. They could probably get to an Elite 8 at least.
This Gonzaga team, dude. You want to like them, and I know you guys want to love them. Everybody wants to like Gonzaga, but dude, you're playing Loyola Mary tonight. You see what I'm saying? That's like, come on. That's the stuff that gets you agitated, because when you go in a conference and when you go in a tournament, all of a sudden you get somebody that's halfway decent. You're like, well, they get knocked off. And you're like, why? Well, because you played Loyola Mary all season.
It's the similar situation as the Wichita State Shockers over the last couple of years. I get it. But, this team has made a lot of noise in the tournament, Dream, and they are battle-tested. You know what I'm saying? So, battle-tested meaning they have the experience in the tournament. They have the experience. So, we'll see how it all shakes out. But, some other teams, when you look at how much they've slid, Michigan State, Syracuse, your Cincinnati team, Dream, is 100-1 right now. Not bad.
Because they're not winning the tournament.
They're not winning the tournament. Yeah, but you what you want to do is you want to get these long shot dogs that you think can get kind of far. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to take a look at, especially now. Because when you look at their schedule and look at what they got coming up and look at their record now, they got a pretty decent shot at moving forward, and getting into the tournament at least, These are the ones that you got to focus on. And Texas fell all the way down to like 1,500-1.
I don't like their play. I don't like Texas. I've seen Texas play 3 times this season. I have not been impressed by them at all.
Got it.
All right. At all.
College hoop is in full swing right now, Dream. And
full swing, and I'm watching the game. I've been catching the games. I've been seeing some of these guys, seeing how these kids react in situations. The gameplay's it's excellent gameplay this year, and a lot of teams that I think we're seeing an evolution of college basketball, man. Where now you talk about parity in college basketball. It's always been there, but come on, your Dukes, your Michigan States. Some of your top teams have just been leaps and bounds as far as your talent. Kentucky's leaps and bounds as far as your talent above the other teams. This year, man, I don't know. I can't go there this year. I'm telling you, the gap is closed.
Yeah, I get it. Well, you know what? I'm trying to Dream. I know you're talking about that. I'm trying to find that OKC line, brother. While you're,
I got it at 6. I see it, and it's at 6.5 right now.
You got 6.5. OKC minus 6.5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. OKC minus 6.5.
Oh, the +3 would have been so dope.
No doubt, man. But whatever. Hey, what are you gonna do?
It is what it is. So.
All right. So let's get into this evening.
Yes.
Got a few things this evening to talk about. First of all, let's start in the NBA. Well, actually, we already started in the NBA because we're talking about.
We sure did, my brother.
The only other game I know, I wanted to ask you this. I got 2 games. Well, one game I want to ask you, and then I'll give my opinion on another game. The first thing I want to ask you is, your Dallas Mavericks, so you've been talking about going on a winning streak and having some success lately.
Yeah.
They got the Utah Jazz coming into town tonight.
Oh, dude, the Utah Jazz. I believe the Utah Jazz are one of the most underrated teams in the NBA. Dude,
Okay.
they're 34-19.
Okay.
They're 15-10 on the road, and you know what? This team is a problem. They've won 4 straight games. They're doing it on defense. And, the Dallas Mavs have lost 2 in a row. Dallas Mavs are +3 points. If it was anyone else playing the Mavs, you know what I'm saying? I might consider taking the Mavs. Utah is just too good, Dream. I really like this team. I think this team is a problem. When you look at them, right now, if you look at the standings, as far as they're concerned, they're number 1. They're in first place in the Western Conference Northwest, Dream. They are actually 4 games up on OKC. They're in first place. This team's good. You got the Spurs, Jazz, and Warriors all topping their respective divisions. So I wouldn't even think of messing with them right now. These 2 teams are basically both playing very, very well. With the exception of Dallas losing the last 2, I get it. But if you look at their body of work before that, it was very impressive. So that's a stay away from for me.
Okay. And I'm glad we had to talk about that because I saw it, and I know you had talked about Dallas Mavs reemerging and reinventing themselves this season, and I was interested in what your thoughts were on this spot. So this is stay away from spot. The other spot we have is the Houston Rockets tonight coming into Charlotte. Now, you guys know I don't like this Rocket team. I think they're okay. Don't get me wrong. James Harden is dope, okay? I'm all with that. Outside of that, though, I'm not impressed with the Rockets.
No, they play no defense at all.
No defense. I like the Rockets are giving Charlotte points.
Okay. You like a home team dog, Dream?
I like the home team dog, man. I do. I like the home team dog. I think that I think the Hornets, I think they're a scrappy little team. I'm thinking about this. I'm talking about because I don't want to go crazy with you guys, but I got to be honest with you. I like Charlotte.
Wow, that is one ugly game, Dream. They are 4 games under 500. I don't know what you see in the Charlotte team.
And that's why I like them. This is a great spot for them. A great opportunity. They're 16-12 and 10 at home. Mm-hmm. The Rockets are 16-11 on their own, so the Rockets do get it done on the road. But Kemba Walker, I just feel Kemba Walker's going to murder this defense, this non-existent defense that the Rockets have. Now the question is, will the Hornet defense step up and kind of slow down the Rockets a little bit? That's the question you ask. But, I like the Hornets at home as the home team dog. And by the way, what's the spread you got?
+4.
+4. Yeah, you could take the +4, but I'd also sprinkle a tiny bit on the money.
Are you good with a team that's 1-7 in their last 8 games, Dream?
I am, because I think they're more talented than that, and I don't think that and I especially think they're more talented against the Rockets, because I don't think the Rockets are that good.
Well, the Rockets are 2-6 against the spread in the last 8.
I know, but I just don't. They don't do it for me.
All right. Well, the Rockets don't cover spreads. They are 1-5 against the spread in the last 6, 2-6 in the last 8. This Charlotte team, though, I do agree with you to a certain extent. I think they're better than the way they're performing right now. But I don't know. When a team's on a slide like this, it's tough. It's tough.
Well, on their slide, they lost to Golden State. They lost to Golden State twice. By the way, Golden State twice. Okay. They lost to. Let's see who else got in here once. All right, they lost to Golden State twice. The other teams, They lost to the Wizards. Then there's that awful loss today. How'd they lose to the Knicks?
That's what I'm saying.
They lost to the Jazz. You talked about the Jazz being dope.
Jazz are dope. The Kings. Come on.
This is a good spot for them. This is a bounce back spot for them.
I've been noticing it. You've been going after some teams that are sliding lately, Dream.
This is a bounce back spot for them. I am, because there's certain teams that I feel are better than they're playing. I think this team is better than what they're showing. I like them I like that. Go crazy, but I like them tonight. I like the Hornets to beat this Rocket team. I just don't like this Rocket. I'm sorry. The other part of it is I don't really like this Rocket team.
All right. Sounds good,
all right?
Man. Yep.
That's where we're at with that. Now let's go over to college basketball.
I'm definitely with you with OKC though tonight.
I'm all over that. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna plug that in as soon as the show is over.
All right, go for it, man.
Here we go. Tonight, guys, big game. Duke versus North Carolina in Duke. Coach K is back. This is a huge rivalry game. Are they getting snow too?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Keep an eye on that, guys, because I don't know if the Carolinas are getting hit with snow. I don't know if this is an East Coast storm or if it's just working with Connecticut. But the game's in Duke. It's an 8:00 start, so you're going to want to keep advised of that as far as your weather condition is concerned. Anyway, back to this game. It's a huge rivalry game. Listen, I'm going to tell you this straight up. North Carolina is better than Duke. Yeah. North Carolina is better than Duke. I don't care. I'm a Duke fan, all right? I don't care about Duke's record and who they beat. North Carolina is better than Duke, and they're playing better and more consistent basketball than Duke right now. That does not mean that you get in there, the Cameron crazies jumping up and down, screaming and yelling, Coach K, Duke at home. Doesn't mean that Duke cannot beat Carolina in their house. But Carolina is better than Duke. They have the better athletes. I like North Carolina to win this game tonight. What do you got for a spread, Hat?
Looking at it right now, just pulling it up. Where are the Dukies? And the Dukies are, -2.5. North Carolina's an underdog tonight, Dream.
I like a dog again. And I know it's on the road. I know it's a Cameron, but I'm telling you, I don't like this Duke team, man. I don't like them. I don't think they're athletic enough. I don't think they run the floor well. They are well coached, obviously, because Coach K. But to me, North Carolina has the better athletes, and this is a huge rivalry. I know Terrence Mack is loving what I'm talking about. This, to me, is not about the rivalry. It's just one simple strategy. You know how I get down. The team with the better players, the better team wins. And to me, North Carolina is the better team. And North Carolina will be up to play this game as well, because I said it's a huge rivalry. I like North Carolina to win this game.
All right. Any thoughts on Mercer Madness tonight, Dream?
Yeah. No.
They're playing the Virginia Military Cadets tonight, and they're only given 4.5. And they just beat them last month by 18 points. Mercer Madness is probably the move tonight, to be honest with you. I know that you would never get involved in that. I'm just saying that might be the move tonight.
Right. You got Purdue going into Indiana tonight. Be careful with that game. I don't have an opinion on it. I kind of lean Purdue. Oh, I do have an opinion because I kind of lean Purdue. Not playing it. Don't get involved with it. It's a great game to watch. This Purdue team, I'm watching them. I've liked a few things I've seen out of them, but I'm not going crazy with them yet because they got me last year. You remember what happened to me last year with Purdue? I loved them last year, and they ended up imploding on me. But they do still have a plethora of talent. They are still pretty big. So let's keep an eye on it. Let's gauge them a little bit. Let's watch that game this evening. Had to mention that game. Okay, elsewhere, as far as serious business, UCLA.
Yes.
Oregon is coming into town. Oregon is 21-3. Oregon has that big win on their resume that they had. I got UCLA winning this game. I know Oregon won. What's the game? Oregon beat UCLA or Arizona on Saturday.
They murdered Arizona.
They murdered Arizona on Saturday, and I know they're feeling themselves. And while I do think Arizona is a very good team, I think UCLA is a pretty good team as well. I actually kind of think Arizona. To me, Arizona is more dangerous than UCLA just because of their size. But that's just my personal opinion. In this spot, though, guys, I like UCLA in this game, man. I think it's a good game for UCLA. The spread's not very, very heavy. It is at 5. I don't think Arizona's going to have any success on the road tonight in UCLA. I like Arizona. I don't think Oregon's going to have any success in UCLA. I think UCLA is up for the challenge. I got UCLA winning this game.
All right. Get some Mercer Madness, Dream.
Not getting Mercer Madness.
I'm waiting for OKC. I can't get a money line on it. I went to One Avenue, and it has minus 7 points. But
that's what I'm saying. By the time the money line comes, it'll be probably at 8.
Yeah.
Tease it.
Marlon's saying, check your coffee cup. Make sure you're not drinking today because taking the Hornets over the Rockets is kind of crazy.
All right. Well, I do crazy things here and there. I said don't go crazy with it. But I do crazy things here and there. Hey, why don't you tease that and leave it open?
Tease it and leave it open.
All you need is 4 to 6 points and you're good.
I hate basketball teasers.
I know. I don't like them either, but I'm
just
saying it's a situation. You can tease it and leave it open, and you could add UCLA or you could add North Carolina. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go with that. So keep that in mind.
I'm going to add Mercer Madness.
What?
Add Mercer Madness.
Or you can do Mercer Madness.
I'm telling you, that's my play today.
Do keep in mind, Oregon is 10-1 on the road. Keep that in mind with this game. I am aware of that, okay? UCLA, though, to me, is the better team.
Okay. You think they'll make it happen?
I think they'll make it happen, and I don't care about the rankings. That's college basketball rankings. That's the guys at ESPN that did those rankings that, by the way, had the University of Tennessee in college football ranked number 9 this year. So take that with a grain of salt,
Very
okay?
good point, brother. Exactly. So what else you got up your sleeve, kid?
All right, we're done college basketball. That's it. That's all I'm going with college basketball, unless you want to take Gonzaga against Loyola Marymount, which I don't even want to talk about that. It's ridiculous that they get to play that sissy schedule. Hockey.
Yes.
Couple little tidbits about hockey. First of all, the San Jose Sharks have lost 2 back-to-back games. I talked about let's keep an eye out for the Sharks because the slide was inevitably coming. I did mention that probably 2 shows ago. We may be in the middle of that slide. So as of right now, let's put the San Jose Sharks on hold. Let's see their next matchup. I believe they're back on the ice. Let's see. I'll look it up for you. It looks like Saturday.
Okay.
San Jose is back on the ice. No, they're not even playing Saturday either. It looks like Sunday.
San Jose Sharks.
Sunday they play. So look who they play. Sunday they play the Devils. All right, maybe we won't hold up. We'll discuss on Sunday. Sunday they play the Devils, so we'll further discuss that on Sunday. But let's think about putting them on pause for
Wait
now.
a minute. No, I got them. Wait, what is this? I got them at Boston tonight, Dream.
Oh, they're at Boston tonight. There you go. At Boston tonight. Boston is amidst controversy as they fired their head coach. Ooh, this is interesting spot. Because I just said put them on pause, but I will kind of like it. Leave it alone, though. Just let's leave it alone and watch it. But they should probably beat Boston tonight because I think Boston's got some stuff going on behind the scenes that is going to obviously have them distracted. Anyway, there's other spots tonight in the ice that I like a lot more. Montreal Canadiens are playing the Phoenix Coyotes. It's in Phoenix. Montreal's coming in. It's an 8 o'clock start. I like Montreal to win this game. The Canadiens took a loss on, I believe, hold on one second. I'm going back to tell you. Yeah, they took a loss to the Avalanche on Tuesday. That's an awful loss because the Avalanche stink. I talked about that 3 or 4 shows ago as well.
Yep.
Avalanche is a terrible team, and the Canadiens lost them. They got to be a little bit embarrassed, and I would expect them definitely to get off of that, get themselves off the floor, get back up, and get back to winning ways. Coyotes not that great of a team either, so I like Montreal to win tonight in Phoenix. I'm going with one more away team, and that's the Pittsburgh Penguins. They play the Avalanche tonight, and I told you that the Avalanche are not a good team. This Penguins team is very good. I like the Penguins to beat the Avalanche tonight. That's also an 8 o'clock start. I think a 2-team parlay, Canadiens-Penguins, is a very good parlay to put together. Leave the Sharks out of it, guys. Let's watch the Sharks this evening. There's one other game that I like, but I don't love it. You do have the Columbus Blue Jackets playing the Canucks at home. I haven't had a lot of success with this Columbus team this season, so I'm looking at it. I don't love it, but it's there. Columbus and the Capitals will be two games that I'd be on, where you're talking about a big, high-profile team at home, a big home team that's a good home team playing some lesser teams coming in on the road in the Red Wings and in the Canucks. I don't love it, but if you want to get involved in another very small hockey parlay, you might want to put Blue Jackets Capitals together for a home team par, an away team par, Penguins Canadiens. That's what I like with the hockey.
All right, sounds good, brother. So, you know what? We bounced around a little bit, and I think we got some spots.
Bounced around everywhere. There's a lot of spots tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of spots tonight. But be careful. Let's not go crazy. I mean, we just got finished with the Super Bowl. Still celebrating that. Not trying to really give anything back at this point in the game. So, take it easy out there.
Take it easy out there. And I was laughing the other day. It was Monday after the Super Bowl where watching a little WWE with my kid. Chris Jericho called out Tom Brady for calling himself the greatest of all time. Put him on the list. Called him out, baby. So what else you got? You good?
I'm good, man.
All right, we're
good.
at the top of the hour,
guys,
man.
The reason we went on Trump is because neither one of us are going anywhere. I'm probably snowed in.
Well, I'm at the office. I'm at the office.
We'll be today's gonna be a Xbox extravaganza in my house. As we'll have all the Xboxes popping.
Yes.
My kids already got theirs popping upstairs. I'll be having mine popping downstairs. Definitely cooling out in the pajamas. I'm gonna get upstairs and get them some pancakes made real quick. And today's gonna be just a nice chill day.
Must be nice to be the dream. Must be real nice to be the dream. All right, kid. We're good to go.
I want to thank everybody that's retweeted the show. Terrence Mack, Norbert, USA Sport 24, Thierry Bouchard, JDH 24, Joseph Del Rosario, Frank Vincalata, Rick Lopez, the incredible Marley Marr, Shane Whitehead, Shy Pix is out there, just to name a few. Want to thank my man Scott Weaver, Jackie, Jonesy's in that house as well. Sin City Maverick for his contributions. Direct Sports Solution, Urban Cash, Action Bets, Vegas Girl 92661, Killer Cam 505, Jeff Ryan. This is the low before the storm, guys. We just came off of our humongous high with the Super Bowl. Now we're going to lull it out a little bit real quick. Keeping an eye on basketball. Get ready to roll right into next month, right into March Madness as we get ready to kick that off. Keeping an eye on college basketball while also staying cognizant of pro basketball. That's what we do. Take it easy. Be careful. Have some fun out there. Gang, I'm the dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
All right, so the OKC line is already up to 7.5. What I was able to do is I actually bought them down to -5 and parlayed them with Mercer Madness. And it pays
Mercer team.
It pays plus 155.
If Mercer lose, OKC just went to 8. And now I do have a money line for OKC now, though.
Oh, good for you.
I got a -320.
All right, guys, we love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Especially if you're driving in the storm. But whatever it is you got to do it to do whatever it is you want to do. And get that money. Let's go.